we good? Let me take a look, see. Frame's okay. Yeah, it seems like it. So, hello everybody. We're back for some more hardcore Minecraft, and we are walking our way. We're actually going to go over here. We are walking our way back to our area. I did some mining off screen. I found a few extra diamonds. And I also found some of this. And I dug up some of this. So we are doing pretty good for ores. Now I have 3 spare diamonds. I don't feel bad about making another diamond pick if I need it. So what I also did is I investigated a bunch of stuff. Like, for instance, the cave that we went through, or almost went through the other day. And it turns out there's a ton of ore in here that I need to dig up, including uranium, scarlet emeralds, more mithril, and other lesser objects. I'll take the uranium, and I think this is titanium? Yeah. Do we have any of that? No, not in this batch. I'll leave it for when we come down here again. But I will grab this, because this is like the next step as far as what I want to use. I can't hold the scarlet emeralds right now, so I'm going to leave that there. And I did not mine this so I could show it on camera. So I'm unaware if there's any more of these. Yep. Oh, yeah. Sweet. So it turns out there were some extra diamonds, and now I got 6. More redstone down here. See, redstone's going to be fun when we actually start to get using it, because I have a few farms that I want to make use of it with. More titanium. We'll come back down here later. And it turns out that there are 2 types of limestone. Like, there's MS stone, and if I look it up here, there's another variant. So there's MS stone, and then there's limestone from Create. They both have different textures, and they make different recipes when you mix them together with each block. And I should probably have my desktop audio on. There we go. That should be fine. Okay. Now, that little bit of digging aside, we'll come back and get the scarlet emeralds. I went by my dig site. So what I want to do today is collect as many things as possible, but we're going to open up our nether portal to go into the nether. And we're going to sync up the portal, and the X and Z coordinates need to be divided by 8 for when we go in there. So if I pull up a calculator, or there's a legitimate nether portal calculator that I can use to get the exact spacing for what I need. So up here, I found a shipwreck not too far, and it had some bamboo on it. So I went and grabbed that, and we started growing this. I finished flattening everything out, and I gotta let my world render in here for a minute. That is definitely ebony wood over there, but I found some really interesting terrain generated over there. We're going to continue to fill up these chests back here with all the miscellaneous stuff for building purposes. Now, the ebony wood, I really want to get some of that, because that's going to go well with the build palette that I have in mind for the wall around this place that I want to build. Food's good. So let's start smelting all these ores, shall we? So MS gem. Zinc, and then mithril. I'm gonna need to collect some more coal or smelt some more things. While that's working, let's make all these redstone pieces into blocks. We can store them in here. My axe is a palladium axe, and it's got a lot of durability. If you see on the bottom right, 1,561 durability. Let's go cut some of these trees down. The big acacia one over here is not actually counted as a tree for some reason. I tried to cut a bunch of logs from it, but it just did not want to break. And I have to hold shift when I do like the whole tree cut down motion. So if I want to break that down, I'm going to have to do it one block at a time. I don't think I'm willing to do that right now. I have a bit of a bubble in my throat right now, apparently. So let's take a look at this. This is maple. Oh, hello, frames. Are we watching a slideshow or are we watching Minecraft? But yeah, this is the first specific bit of wood that I've started collecting since I smelted most of the rest of mine. This is another really good. This is peat rock. It's really good on the brown coloring, so I'm thinking I could probably use that too. But what I want to get right now is some of this ebony log up here. Because as I just stated, it's going to look really nice. When we build our big wall. Make sure everything's good. I just got done recording another episode thing of Pokemon Legends ZA with the DLC, the Mega Dimension DLC. Oh, it is so crazy right now. I'm loving it thus far, and the megas, I'm a big shill for the new megas. Like, they are so fun to fight and to use. I'm still trying to figure out what in the world Crabrawler's physical attack stat is when it's mega, because that is ridiculous. I'm surprised my Talonflame was able to manage it. There's still a bunch of stuff over there that I need to collect, but when I get into better armor, I'll be a lot safer feeling being out and about at night. So my next course of business is I need to take down that ruined portal and all that. I want to take out that whole entire thing, and I want to store the lava somewhere. Okay. So the animals are doing fine. Let's put all the wood in here for now. Yeah, let's just cook everything with uranium. funny thing, we can also make uranium into ingots, which is like super, super silly. But I don't think that's necessary right now. I want to make some mithril stuff, and I was talking with myself about this, what I want to do. I was thinking like chest plate, but we only have 10 of these ingots, so we gotta go down and get some more. I think I'll start by making a pickaxe of it. It should be fine for the moment. Where did I put my saplings? I need an iron ingot. Flint and steel. Flint and steel. Okay, now for the big pain in the backside. I need to store the lava in a safe, protective spot. So I'm gonna grab some cobblestone. We're gonna dig a little space out because I don't know how much it is. I have a shovel, what am I doing? So my plan with the lava, you're able to make infinite lava sources if you have cauldrons and pointed dripstone. At least that's what I understand. So I want to figure out how to do that for myself. And I want to get that done. I could also make a cobblestone farm if I needed to, but I don't think that's necessary right now. Definitely intrigued about the magma blocks here. So we're gonna fill this up, fill this up. That doesn't count as a source. I'm just gonna move it out of the way so we don't have to worry about getting burned. Well, as much. Some of that's looking like it's flowing downwards. So there might be extra sources under there. The reason the lava's flowing like that is because there's not a source block there. That lava's all still. So I can safely get this. There was a tree under here. Why does this go down so far? It's like stabbing the ground with these spikes of netherrack. It is a little silly, but I do need all of this stuff. I don't remember how many blocks of gold are on the top of these things. Well, usually it seems like it's 4, but I have 3 blocks from this one already. Yeah, so the reason I'm digging all this up, there is something called a multi-block blast furnace. And I need nether brick and soul sand as well as magma cream. And that's going to start me on all the create and building stuff. So I'll be able to make fancier things if I start collecting that sort of stuff. If I intend to get everything out of this, I'm going to need to want to clear my inventory, but I'm also going to need to get some more dirt. I'm surprised the mithril pick is tearing through the netherrack as it is. Itself, the pick is like a tier or 2 above diamond, but it's the same mining level as diamond. Like for speed, it's really sort of strange, honestly. Time check real quick. I've been going for 20 minutes thus far. Let's lay down. Let's take a bit of a slow down here. Now, the cool thing about Obsidian with all the mods that I have, they have a chance to drop something called raw obsidian. And if you use a fortune pickaxe on the obsidian, now you'll have a better chance of getting that. And it's actually a required thing for some specific crafting. I believe we're able to make obsidian tools. It would probably be easier if I just actually looked. So it looks like there's interferences, but 10 attack damage. Yeah, raw obsidian is what we need. And then obsidian ingot. Obsidian dust. Yeah, so if I wanted to make obsidian gear, I could do that. I'm curious if we'll get lucky enough to get some raw obsidian out of this. Yeah, I still never dug up copper. Go figure. Oh, I'm gonna have so much internal work to do here. I don't want things spawning under my little island area. That would be a no bueno moment. I'm just like, I also have to get all of this stuff because I know I'm going to the Nether in a moment. Or at least I should be going to the Nether in a moment, but I feel the need to dig up all this stuff. Just to say I made the place look pretty. It's going to be really irritating to me if I leave any netherrack around now. Oopsies. This Since I'm going to the Nether, though, maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing to leave this stuff in here. Maybe I'll finish digging all this stuff up off screen. Any more magma blocks immediately? There's 2 over there. Yeah, I'll dig the rest of that up off screen. Uranium is such a silly thing. We need the obsidian in our inventory. So we have these last few random blocks, and then we'll start making our nether portal. The vision just went fish-eyed, like bubble fish-eyed for a minute there. That was weird. Oh, there's some raw obsidian. There's some more. We got 3 out of that. Nice. Okay, so let's find a spot for our portal. I know I just dug all of that up, but exactly 14 regular obsidian that we have. We're going to put this stone stuff away. That too. Okay, let's put this dirt away and get more dirt. We need to bring like 2 or 3 stacks of cobble with us. So we have the flint and steel. Now, a good spot for the portal. I want it to be north-south. So I'm thinking probably like right over here. Because I have a bunch of other portals that I need to make. Excuse me. As a standing platform for the time being. We'll go ahead and put it here. Make sure it's facing north-south. Okay, so let me pull up. I need to make sure my recording's still going here. It is, and then if I bring this up, I can put my coordinates in. So we're at 276, 65, 149. So with that, 35, 65, 19. And now what we do with that is we take that number and our portal's going to spawn a new portal in the Nether. So what we do is we divide the base chords of the overworld by 8, and then we put a portal, a new one, where the chords line up as the divisor of 8. And we can abuse this in so many ways. We can have an unlinked portal to, say, make a gold farm on the overworld, which is one of my plans that I want to do. I need a lot of obsidian for it. But I'm very actually excited to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to sleep. Gonna sleep, gonna sleep, gonna sleep, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. I should touch on the animals. I found some eggs, and these chickens are being lovely little ones and giving me eggs as well. So I can come in here and grab the eggs myself. Now, I have some goals to immediately... Hey, we got a chicken, yay. I have some goals in the nether. We need to get quartz, and we need to get glowstone. Because that will immediately... Well, we also need to get soul sand. Those are the 3 immediate things that we need. And I also want to get soul soil. So part of me is hoping that we spawn in a soul sand valley nicely. Another spider. We landed on some quartz. I may not have to screw with anything, so I'm gonna hide myself in a pit real quick. Okay, so we need to go over to 3565. That's about here. See, that portal is almost accurate to where we need to be. The question is, where does it... We need to be down. Is it too... Is it like floating in air if we go down all that way? 100%. That is unfortunate. We would be down there. I don't see an easy way to do that right now. So where it's at right now should sync up back properly to our space. I'm kind of really terrified of this spider here. Spiders. Ow. Oh god. I need to make new armor for myself, like ASAP. Crimson Forest, that's good. That is very good. Also plenty of mushrooms and gold around here. Do not hit any of these zombified piglins, by the way, because they will mob you and it's almost certain death, so just don't try to tangle with them. Okay, so we got some quartz. I almost jumped right off in the lava. Crimson Forest is so brutally dangerous. I'm really not sure if I should go there. As far as Nether goes, I am kind of stuck right now. There's a basalt delta. Most of the time, my luck in here connects a warped forest to the crimson forests. Well, that's nice. I think we need to get out of here for the time being. My computer does not like the rain in this. At the very least, we got our portal set for the time being. Off screen, I'm gonna very carefully try and sync it up properly, because it is literally floating over nothing. We also didn't get glowstone, but we got hellwood, saplings, and logs, which is a really interesting purple wood. Interesting. Can't really say I'm going to use it in anything immediate, but it's still good to have. Put some of that away for now. And then we'll drop the quartz in here. I need to collect more string so I can get some tanned leather. Okay. But we have some things that we can go dig up downstairs. Another time check here. We've been going for 38 minutes roughly. So we're gonna dig up some stuff. There's actually a mine shaft. There's a spot somewhere down here that this partial cave here is what I was talking about. Connected to this area is actually a mine shaft. And I gotta remember where it is real quick. I was probably literally looking right at it. No, yeah, up here. That's a wall. So with railcraft being installed, mine shafts are really good spots to find if you need to get more rails. Enderman's been moving things a lot in this area. So, yeah. This is what we have to deal with now. So we got some rubies. I'm not going to dig up every single ore that I find. Some are more valuable than others, like this, for instance, which is olivine. I don't need cobalt. We'll forever need iron. I need to find some villagers and I need to make an iron farm. Because literally everything I would ever want to build would probably require iron to some degree. How about that? Another episode down in the mines, and I should be cutting this down too. hate navigating these things. But if you get to the right spot, they are definitely worth it. Little creeper. What is this? Oh, that's the bitter cobalt ore. Why is there so much ore in here? I made a discovery about that green stuff. It is not skulk like I was really thinking, which is sort of unfortunate, but I got my hopes up a little bit. I believe it was this stuff that I was looking at, and this is just peridotite. Yeah. Platinum ore. Gotta love when a mod pack makes it harder to find iron, and is one of the most valuable things ever. I'm still sort of tempted to cheat to get the better version of this. For the misc gem stuffs. And I'll still collect it regardless. This olivine is I'm trying to think of the word. It's not coming to mind right now. It can be used like coal, so it's a fuel source. There was another word I was trying to figure out, but I couldn't for the life of me. Citrine. I'm getting kind of curious about all this cobalt, all the other ores here. Why is there so much? I don't want to say I overdid it, but I might have overdone it with all the diggable things here. I can't make any more torches, so I'm gonna have to go back up to the surface in a moment. I didn't even get glowstone out of the nether. Gotta love it. Oop. I do want to go a bit lower and collect all this stuff. What is this? Oh, that's palladium. Okay. Palladium's pretty good, all things considered. It's like... it has the same durability, roughly, as diamond. So respectable. Definitely need to come back down here. So, question for y'all. Because of the ability to switch my recipes at will, do you think it's fair with how much of this stuff that I'm mining Because, like, this is the crap version of it. The good version is, like, a tier or two higher than diamond. And I'm just curious what you think, if it's okay for me to use the lesser ore to get the better product, if it's available to me or not. Or if you want me to just wait until I find the actual strong version of that. Drop a comment for your opinions. I need to get some of these scarlet emeralds. That should be my main thing right now. Talking of which, I can make a hammer with this many of these, and I fully plan to. And making hammers, that's going to be my number one ticket to going and digging up a lot of stuff. As in flattening those mountains. So this titanium ore is kind of a good second. I need to check something. Is there anything better? You can make ore bricks? Adamantite. Infernal. Deep slate. Black diamond. That's interesting. Interesting. So black diamond ore, because it's got two variants, it should be down here somewhere. I wonder how hard that's going to be to find. I wonder if I have to go down to, like, further. Because, like, I'm technically at layer 12 in quotes, which is the best spot to get diamonds. But I might have to go down to layer, like, negative 58 or something deeper. And it's got to be extraordinarily rare. That specific ore, and I've never dug up any of it before. Seems to be a lot of redstone down here. And also, when I start getting a ready supply of this stuff, making hammers, they are highly durable. But they also, like, they're highly durable, yet they break pretty quick if you're digging up a lot of things. So I can literally look up hammer right now, and I can show you all the hammers that I could make. I just have to find the materials for them. Which is why in my personal world, I have Unbreaking 3 and Mending on all my hammers. So we can take a look real quick. And Scarlet Emerald Hammer. This is what I would be making right now. 1254 durability. Now, my question is, how are my other durability levels? Uranium hammer, that might be good. Diamond hammer, 1500 uses. netherite hammer. There's another good one. This is along the lines of using this for the better thing. Black diamond. Blaze hammer. Oh, bone hammer, that's still silly. Linium. Veolium. Jade. Hellfire. Obsidian hammer. Platinum hammer might not be a bad idea. Pyridium. That's another thing that I could probably go get. Tanzanite, steel. But yeah, all of these I have access to as long as I find the material for them. But again, what do you all think? I'm probably gonna start looking for more uranium and making a uranium hammer for starters. What do you think about me? Where's tungsten? Because for the diamond hammer, I need diamond blocks. That's 27 diamonds right there. For the obsidian hammer, I need compressed obsidian, which is 9, 18. That's 27 blocks, and then I also need 2 iron rods. Those are not hard to get. I have no idea where to get all that. Where's the tungsten? This. I'm kind of really just tempted to use that because I still need blocks of this. Because like it crafts readily into both of these. So I suppose that wouldn't be cheating, would it? Tungsten. Yes, okay, so I can just make this if I have enough of this. That's not cheating because that's the only recipe that I have. Interesting. Ah, okay, that's why. That's an end ore. I see. That's why it's so valuable to have. I still might consider that cheating, though. Getting through the end and all that makes a lot of things just not really fun to me, so I'm very, very tempted. Because I have enough right here, and if it takes this much to make a hammer, I think that's more than fair. To be completely honest. And I'll get stuff done a lot faster if I have access to that. But then there's the possibility of getting a bunch of these. But, yeah, we didn't do entirely everything that I wanted to do in this episode, unfortunately. But we're still getting a lot of stuff done. I think I'm going to try and spelunk around in the nether a bit. I'm probably going to make my choice about making the tungsten hammer, like literally right after this episode concludes. And then I got a few places that I just want to collapse utterly and absolutely just for the materials. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. Again, I think it's more than fair if it takes that much ore to make one hammer with that durability, and the fact that I don't like making my way over to the end to actually do stuff. It's just a little bit nerve-wracking. You know, in fact, I'm gonna make this on screen so y'all can see what it's like, and I need to wait for this. But I really want to get started on my big project, which is flattening these obnoxiously placed mountains. That one's literally just not supposed to be like that. You see, it's hanging like by 4 blocks. I want that part of the mountain at least donezo, and then I want to knock that one down. And I'll probably do this in between episodes. Just like that front piece there. Because I'm going to have to bring a lot of stuff over here and back and forth and back and forth. Then again, I might need to, like this little spire here. Little being operative. If it's connected at the back, we might have an issue. It wouldn't really serve any purpose for me except for getting all these materials. Well, there's plenty of marble, limestone, all that. It does look to be on its own, so it's just a giant spike going up. And it looks obnoxious to me. I also need to find a dripstone cave. So yeah, that's probably going to be a personal like dig project that I'm going to just work on here and I'll probably put like a fancy house on this plot of land or something, and then maybe I'll consider tackling that. I'll flatten this part of the forest out as well, but we're just going to really expand because this island here, for what I want to do, I want to enclose it and I want to make it just like a villager paradise. That's my idea here for this island specifically. So it's going to be lit up. It's going to be like deep slate, ebony, and honestly, I could probably mix in blackstone, and that would look nice too. And just have accents of other blue colors. I think would look very, very nice. I have some real irks with how the terrain generated in here. And for some reason, bamboo cuts a lot quicker with a sword compared to an axe. So yeah, I'm going to cut that mountain down. I'm going to cut that obnoxious floating thing down. And we'll work on that further later on. But for now, because we have our things, let's craft the hammer. And then with this, hammer time. I will also craft a scarlet emerald one when I get the things. So how many of these do I have right now? Is this everything? I need to collect a lot of this. So I'm probably going to go mining as well downstairs. But I'm really going to focus in on that, and I'll probably have that done by the time I get to the next episode. I'm probably going to hop into the Nether to grab some glowstone and hopefully not die in the process. But if I open up an episode with a game over screen, you'll know what happened. So, yeah. With all that said and done, we've made a hammer that might not be, like, fair as far as a thing, but it's here. I can also start work on my slime farm, which is going to be in this chunk as well as this chunk. So I'll probably start on all of this between this and the next episode, and we'll just go from there. So, finally, with all that said and done, thank you so much for watching. Do stay tuned for more, and bye.